To everybody pulling up. We are on the eve day of testing, and it would seem that Cadillac has decided to really start off the season truly American style with a lawsuit. A lawsuit from none other than Michael Bay while they are persistent on their whole astronaut and NASA mix of philosophy into their program, not only how they were methodically working through their development into the season, into Formula One, also into their livery, and now disrespecting possibly a relationship with a guy who was worldwide renowned on a great movie, The Transformers, except for the last couple. Not that great, but still good movie. And also a movie, The Dark Side of the Moon, feeding back into their whole NASA concept. What's going on, Baraka? So here it is. What's going on, Nates? I see you. So here it is. Cadillac already with some shenanigans. Now it's rumored. Seems like it might be pretty much true. They definitely wanted to stay really American with the whole thing, and then they kind of did some really American stuff. And really American stuff sometimes had to say K5 White Iverson, I think we all know, is stealing shit. Stealing shit. Incredible Facts Quest. So we're going to look at this, just read over some of these things a little bit, not too long. But here it is right here. The Athletic obtained, what's up, Dreads, a copy of the breach contract and fraud lawsuit, which is filed Friday. According to the complaint, Taurus approached Bay in November 2025 to request the Bay produce and direct the commercial. Bay, known for the film Transformer and Armageddon, which is another good movie with Bruce Willis, he created a Super Bowl advertisement before and has a 25-year-long relationship with Formula One teams, parent company General Motors. All right, so this is not something that's going to be new as far as it's concerned. And I also want to say that I've seen some test photos because today I think Cadillac had their film day with Valtteri and Sergio. The car isn't as horrible, but it's still not great. It's still just blah. It's what the hell ever. Okay. Now I do also want to say this. I came into the car game, General Motors. My first car was a Buick Regal T-Type at the age of 15. So I understand General Motors. Okay. I got a Tahoe. My brother loves Cadillac. My grandfather literally coincided and worked with John F. Kennedy desegregating the Bell South Company. My grandfather is literally in the museum for doing so. So I understand all of that. I get all that. But let me tell you something. That shit doesn't excuse execution. Also, do not forget that I am a car guy, if you don't see my other page, that is accustomed to executing designs, philosophies, and looks into automobiles. Cadillac still failed. Now, some of you like it, and that's cool. That's what I like about our family, because we can like some things, not like some things, and we can have some funny debates, because we're gonna have a Wolves Den this weekend, and this is gonna be part of it. It's cool. We're supposed to have different opinions, is what makes it healthy. But this shit's still crap to me. Good morning, Ms. Dino, Lord Chaos. And they could have executed this way better. Do not forget that gold is a profound element used at NASA. That other tones are profound elements used at NASA. This shakedown livery looks better than their current livery. All right, so I'm not going for that bullshit. What's up, Wildcat? So let's go back into this. It says the purpose of the advertisement is to introduce Cadillac's F1 an American way, revealing the livery via the Super Bowl commercial and a Times Square multi-day activation, according to the complaint. Taurus wanted to hire renowned American director, given that this is an American F1 team. Okay, so they wanted to get Bay in this. You know, he already did The Dark Side of the Moon with the Transformers. That was fire. And so it looks like the typical, let's get as much information as we can, and then we can fire him, and then we won't need to use him anymore. We could get the idea for free. We could fire Bay after this, after we get enough of his idea. And then once we get enough of his idea, why pay the full price if we can get the milk without paying for the cow? That's kind of how it's coming off. Rumored to have come off. Not the greatest look. So if we go back into this, according to the claim during the WebEx call before Bay was officially hired, Taurus mentioned different ideas to Bay, such as including a John F. Kennedy speech or whether the desert would be a good background. Bay, per the complaint, showed examples of work he has done that including these features, including the Transformers 3 and Armageddon. Bay claims that he presented his sales pitch 2 days later, and that Towers allegedly said Bay was hired, saying, "Hey, okay, let's go to work. I will let everyone know." So you hired this man. You hired Michael Bay. Very well known. Appreciate all the love in the live chat too. Very well known director of awesome movies because, and I do believe this, because you know the work he did on Dark Side of the Moon for the Transformers. And you know what? I'm pretty sure Cadillac said to themselves, you know what would be dope? Is if we hire Michael Bay and then maybe at some portion of the season, we could have a livery that looks like a Transformer. We could have a livery that looked like an Optimus Prime or a Decepticon. That would be really cool. And that's probably what you were thinking. And then maybe he gave you the price on what he wanted. And you said, well, we got enough to work from here. You know what? We'll just fire him. And then maybe later on we could do the deal with the studios or whomever and still kind of obtain the right to do the Transformer livery. Now, all of that is just me, just thinking outside the box. None of that has been reported. I'm just thinking outside the box of some other perks that could come with having Michael Bay on your project. But as it sits, Bay and his team begin to work the project over the next week. And per the filing throughout the process, defendant and their agents worked with Bay and Bay's team as Bay had in fact been hired for the project. But on December 6th, Bay's team claims it was informed that Cadillac was going to go in a different direction with the project and have someone else produce the commercial. Bay alleges that the defendant in the lawsuit stole his ideas and concepts. Thus, Bay is suing for breach of contract and fraud, seeking general and compensatory damages that are in the excess of $1.5 million. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. We got a lot of things going on in this country, and we got somebody who definitely does a lot of fraudulent things. That's kind of real Trumpish. That's a real Trump type move. Just keep it a buck. That's not how you want to come into the sport. What's going on? Gary in the super chat. Hate it. Even the clothing likes the mercs, leftover merch. This wasn't I just used the WC livery. Hey Gary, I'm with you. I'm with you on all of that. It's not entertaining. They could have done a better job. The shakedown livery was better. This rendering is better. They could have did a better job on the livery. But with all that said, they didn't, man. They let me and they let you down. But some of our family members do like it. So, hey, different strokes for different folks, as they say. So as we get into that, he's a cinematic genius. Spokesperson from Cadillac said the statement of Athletic, it's unclear why he's bringing this claim since the concept and creatives were already developed and we were only exploring him as a director. It's also usually unusual to raise this now, given that the ad hasn't even been released. We're confident this will be resolved appropriately. Even so, we still admire Bay's creative brilliance and would welcome the opportunity to work together in the future. I don't know if you're not quite sure why he would or wouldn't be doing this. I think you're quite sure. What's up, DG Big Blue Navy? Hoorah. I think you're quite sure that you know why Bay is suing you for $1.5 million, rumored. I think you also would like to try and hopefully mend that relationship because there are some definite awesome things that could take place as far as activations with Cadillac and Michael Bay with the Transformers situation, the Hasbro Studios. But this does not look good. And I got to say, if Bay was there, they didn't say in the report that there was a problem as far as Bay and his team, maybe something that happened or something that broke out, or there was something very heinous that maybe one of his team members did and we no longer wanted to continue that partnership. None of that came up, and I'm pretty sure if it happened, you would have brought that up. This does come off Cadillac, General Motors, which I hated coming off in such a way that you pulled a switch. You pulled a swindle. You felt that, hell, we got enough. What different direction were you going in? I would like to know. I mean, evidently, you definitely went in a direction not to hire Bay, but did you completely go in a different direction from what he was already going to or had implemented with you through calls and his team as for how to launch delivery of Cadillac? Just saying. There's a lot of coincidences there. Bay with the Dark Side of the Moon movie with the Transformers, you with NASA, this inspired NASA and historic and nostalgic livery that is very plain Jane. There's a lot of coincidences, and sometimes when there's that many coincidences, it's not coincidence at all. It indeed is something like we always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. I would say mend it easily. It's 1.5 million. Pay it. If you pay it, of course, yeah, you look guilty. If you settle, of course, looks like there's some credibility to it. If you don't and you actually win, great. But if you don't and you actually lose, it's worse for you. It's worse for you. It is. It is. There's a moment right here where you're on the fence, where you can save some integrity and character and say, hey, maybe we overlooked and overstepped, and we should have took a better look and a closer look and talked to Michael before making this decision. Yo, we want to keep relationships going well. We don't want our first season of Formula One to start off with a bunch of fraudulent stuff. We're going to go ahead, pay Michael Bay, and in hopes that we can continue this relationship and do something later in the season that will all surprise our spectators and our fans and our debut in Formula One. So, yeah, we're going to pay Michael, and we apologize for any wrongdoing on our side, and hopefully he may feel the same on his side. So, yeah. Big shout out to all the love in the live chat. This is not the way Cadillac wants to start out. They should have kept this shakedown livery. It would have been a lot better if they had added something to it. Like I said, the Cadillac could have had a nice chameleon gold to silver to go through to make it look like it was waving. But honestly, I do not, and I am going to stand by this. This livery is very plain. It's very blah. I did see the film day pictures of it. It's not as bad as it can come off, but it's still not anywhere near as good. It's just very plain. And if you were trying, and I understand and trying to incorporate all the moon and the NASA shit, you could have done a way better job of execution. There could have been some ghost graphics in there to do a way better job of execution. So I'm not letting them get off with that. My family members might, because they do like it. Derwin Hill, shout out to you. All right. Hey, Mechanic Mercedes, my argumentative brother right there, shout out to you. But as I said, this livery is very plain. Gary is with me. Big shout out to Gary. I will see you on the next live because we got some things to talk about. It looks like this Kim Kardashian and Lewis Hamilton thing is for real. As unfortunate as that may be. And we got snitching ass teams out there like Red Bull to discuss as well. So I'll see y'all on the next one. All right. Peace. Stay healthy.